Ethan never planned to fall in love in a roadside diner. In fact, he never planned much of anything anymore. At 32, he had what people called a successful life in Chicago. A corporate job, a downtown apartment, and a calendar always full of meetings. But success didn't stop the loneliness that followed him home every night. After his engagement ended 2 years earlier, something inside him went quiet. Love felt like a language he once spoke fluently but had somehow forgotten. That quiet followed him when he drove across state lines to clear his head. No destination, no plan. Just highways, coffee stops, and music loud enough to drown his thoughts. On the third evening of the drive, rain started pouring hard, forcing him to pull off at a small town he'd never heard of. That's when he saw the diner. Old brick walls, a flickering neon sign, and warm yellow light glowing through the windows like an invitation. Inside, the smell of coffee and grilled onions wrapped around him. A few locals sat in booths talking softly. Then she walked over with a coffee pot in her hand and a tired but genuine smile on her face. "Long day?" she asked. Something about her voice, kind, unhurried, made Ethan nod before he even realized it. "Yeah, you could say that." Her name was Lily. She was a waitress in her late 20s, wearing worn sneakers and a name tag that had clearly been used for years. There was nothing flashy about her, but there was something real. When she refilled his cup, she didn't rush away. She asked where he was headed. When he said he didn't know, she laughed softly, not mockingly, but like she understood. "That's okay," she said. "Sometimes not knowing is better than pretending you do." Those words stayed with him long after she walked away. Ethan came back the next morning. Then again that evening. At first, he told himself it was just the food, the quiet, the comfort of a place where no one expected anything from him. But the truth was simpler. He wanted to see Lily again. They talked in small moments between her serving other customers. He learned she grew up in that town, that she once dreamed of becoming a writer, that life had taken turns she didn't expect either. She learned he was good at pretending everything was fine. She saw the way his smile faded when he thought no one noticed. Over the next week, the diner became his anchor. Lily never pried, never pushed. She listened. And for the first time in years, Ethan felt heard. But Lily carried her own weight. She worked double shifts to help her mother with medical bills. She'd learned not to expect grand gestures or fairy tale endings. People passed through town all the time. They always left. Ethan was no different, or so she thought. One evening, as the diner was closing, Ethan finally told her the truth. He was supposed to return to Chicago in 2 days. His job, his life, everything he built was waiting. Lily smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "That's how it goes," she said. "This town is just a stop." That night, Ethan lay awake in his motel room, staring at the ceiling. He realized something terrifying. Leaving felt wrong. For the first time, success didn't feel like winning. Felt like running away. The day he was supposed to leave, Ethan walked into the diner one last time. Lily served him quietly. No long conversations. No jokes. When he stood to pay, he hesitated. "I don't want to be someone who just passes through," he said. Lily looked at him, really looked at him. "Then don't," she replied. "But don't promise what you can't give." That was the moment everything changed. Ethan didn't quit his job overnight or make dramatic speeches. He did something harder. He stayed. He rented a small apartment. He took remote work assignments. He showed up. Every day. He waited at the diner until Lily's shift ended. He helped her mother with rides to appointments. He listened when Lily doubted herself and reminded her of the writer she once wanted to be. Love didn't arrive like fireworks. It grew quietly, in shared meals, late-night talks, and trust built one honest day at a time. Months later, Lily handed Ethan a printed short story. "I submitted it," she said nervously, "to a magazine." Ethan smiled the same way she once smiled at him, soft, proud, steady. When the acceptance email came, Lily cried. Not because of the success, but because someone believed in her. Someone stayed. Years later, that diner still stood. But now it held more than memories. It held proof that love doesn't always come wrapped in perfection. Sometimes it wears a waitress uniform, pours you coffee, and quietly steals your heart when you least expect it.